Hi, I'm Jennet Ingle, the 5-Minute Reedmaker. If you're watching this on YouTube, would you go ahead and click subscribe for me? That way you always know when I drop a new episode, and it's easier for other people to find my channel and to become better reedmakers and happier musicians. Thank you. Thing one. I bought the Mopane Howarth XL. Because lots of people have been asking me about that. So thanks for your curiosity, and I bought it and I like it. Second thing, I was down at IDRS this last week, and in the course of being there and like manning my exhibit table, I helped a lot of people with their reeds. People came in, they showed me what they were doing, and I was able to make suggestions, and in almost every case, I was able to dramatically improve the reeds, which is amazing. And of course, I did it while teaching them how to like see these issues for themselves. So it felt really successful. It felt really fun. One of the conversations that I had over and over again, like as I flip back through my notes, I see the same doodle over and over again. So this conversation is about the way I conceive of the rooftop of the reed, the transition area of the reed. And it's a reframing of a way that I have previously been teaching it. So I want to talk through this idea, and then I want to show it to you on an actual reed. Here we go. I always used to draw reeds, so they looked like this. And you can see that that looks very much like an oboe reed. We see the rooftop, we see the tip, we see the heart, we see the spine, we see the windows area. We have it implied. But what I have taken to doing, and this is a direct steal from my outstanding co-teacher Erica Anderson at Oboe Reed Bootcamp, but I've taken it on for my own now. Here is the new version of this. I draw my reed, and I only draw that part. So what this reflects is the fact that I actually never scrape this area of the reed. I'm not trying to set that peak of the rooftop in place in any way. And one of the most common issues that I saw in people's reeds was thinness in this exact area. So people like actually sort of carved all the way up here, and then this region directly above the peak of the rooftop was super thin, and they weren't able to get it thinner out towards the sides. Because it was already as thin as it could possibly be immediately above the peak of the rooftop. And the result of this is chirps sometimes. The result of this is ugly sounds, like very edgy quality sounds, sometimes a certain amount of hollowness. Like in no cases were people happy with the reeds that they had that had this symptom of being really aggressively cut in all the way up the transition. Now, my finished reeds do indeed have a peaked rooftop, but I realized both in my initial scraping and in my finishing and adjustment work, I never think about it. So I kind of just let this part be implied, while my focus is always here at the gutter of the rooftop, and sort of the rightmost and leftmost 2 or 3 grains heading up. And this is the area that I get with my petting the kitty scrape, which you've heard me talk about numerous times, and I have a full video about it. This is also the area that I get the most material out of during my scoop and curl, which I know you've also seen me talk about and do many times. And I find that if I take care of this gutter area of the rooftop, the center of the tip just takes care of itself. It works out the way it's supposed to. So that my ultimate goal, of course, is something that looks a little bit like this. If you were to backlight it. right? Like we can see the visual rooftop just looking at the reed, but the magic part is the part that is back, that is sort of invisible within the tip, this structure within the tip. And we get it by being aggressive about this area and ignoring the center of it altogether. Okay, so that's my reframed diagram. Let me show you what this looks like in the actual, on an actual reed. Okay, so here's my blank, fully barked. And as always, I'm just going to do a real aggressive long scrape. Get rid of as much wood as possible. And I'll clip the tip, which I have started doing with just scissors. It's a little less hard on my wrists than clipping this initial clip on a cutting block. I don't do any later clipping with gigantic kitchen scissors, but this first one seems to be fine if I do that. And then as I go in to scoop and curl this, it looks like I'm taking all of the wood all at once. And I mean, indeed I am, I suppose, but really the thing that's happening is that I'm focused right here at that gutter. I'm angled like this way over the side, and I'm just allowing my knife to almost just be at a pivot point in the center. Maybe you noticed that as I scraped, although I started at the angle of the rooftop, I rapidly rotated up toward the top. So the center of my knife, the part of my knife that's touching the peak here, is almost just a pivot point. I'm not scraping there. And I'm cleaning up just a little bit. I'll do the left side. Good luck, everyone. So, although the center of the tip, the peak of the rooftop, it's there, it's visible, but the clarity of that cut-in, is only happening down at the gutter. And if I were to backlight this right now, which is actually very difficult to do in a video, so I probably won't, you'll see that, oh, never mind, I can put it on the plaque. You can see with the darkness of the plaque behind us how much thinner it is in the sides than in the center. And that's what we're doing. Now, here is a reed that is basically yesterday's day one. So I've already done this same like basic long scrape to this reed. You can see, I think, that even though the tip is, it's not the thinnest, but it is definitely thinner at the sides than it is in the center. And when I go in to scrape, to polish this, to improve it, I'm literally only thinking about that kind of rightmost few grains of cane. Let's get my light. Where's my light? It looks like my knife is traveling along the whole distance of the rooftop, but actually I'm just focused at the very side, and my knife is pivoting here in the same way that it did in my initial scoop and curl, and my only attention is on this area right here and this area right here. And in this way, I build my tip. I build the slope of the tip. You notice that I lost a corner there. It doesn't matter, we're still super long. It's going to get clipped off, and corners are optional anyway. So a brand new day one reed with only a little tiny bit of adjustment up here. It's obviously not a great crow, but this is gonna be a reed. And I got there by focusing on this final like millimeter or two of the rooftop and then the tip above it. I hope that this has been helpful. This has been a 5-minute Reedmaker lesson. You can follow these short videos here on YouTube, and you can subscribe if you wish. I hope you will. If you need to reach me to order reeds or cane or a copy of my book, The Happiest Musician, or to sign up for a reed repair shop of your own and send me your reeds that I can fix on camera so that you can see what you are doing wrong, you can find me at jennetingle.com. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.